Okay, so good morning. Today I'm going to share a story to you, but it is not a typical love story because it has something to do with the past, with our history. Specifically, the translation of the ancient writing of the Babylonians. So today I am going to share the story of George Friedrich Gottefend in the translation of some Babylonian text. He was a German scholar and German teacher and a language scholar who made the first breakthrough in the decipherment of some Persian cuneiform script. And he was absolutely ignorant of Oriental languages. But what do you think is his reason why he decided to engage himself in this field in translating some ancient writings? We will find out. So here's the story. While he was drinking with his friend, he suddenly thought to himself that maybe he could decipher a certain cuneiform script from Persepolis. And with that, he asked his friends that maybe they could help him out to provide him or supply him with some previous literature texts that could help him during his extensive research. And with that, during his research in a cuneiform script, he saw wedges, symbols there. And these are the wedges. Some of them are pointing upward, there's downward, sideward, left and right. And then he assumed that these are alphabetic, or this has something to do with alphabet. Then he then began picking out those characters and concluded that these are vowels. And with that, he was able to form the word king. And from that supposition, it allowed him to decipher the title King of Kings, as you can see here, King of Kings, and with the name Darius, Xerxes, and his tapes. Then thereafter, he isolated those characters and read 12 of them correctly. And later on, 1802, when he was 27 years old and he had his investigation already, he's done already with this investigation, he decided to present it to the Academy of Science in Göttingen. But unfortunately, the people there, the staff, the learned body of the school just laughed at him. Especially they thought that George is not an Oriental language expert. But why did he choose to translate some ancient writings of Babylonians? So nobody believed him. And there's this another, what do you call this? Another translator of an ancient writing, hieroglyphs. And Champollion, he was acknowledged throughout his investigation. But George Friedrich Gottefend, his work turned into oblivion. So that's the end of his story. It's tragic, it's sad because he'd done his efforts. He was able to discover that the meaning of those symbols and do his research just to know the meanings behind those symbols, but it turned into nothing. Now, what do you think is the importance or the reason why should we learn about a story like this? Since we're talking about history, I know that when you heard about history, you already get tired or bored because it has a lot of details and discussions that we need to remember because most of that are really important. But the reason why we're dealing with history because without the past there will be no future and today, and they are the origin or the roots of why we have learned the things that we have learned today, and without them we will not be able to discover such investigation. So they're really helpful. So, and I hope that you will bring these learnings along your journey in the future because history is really important. I tell you, it is really important. And of course, I know you're all familiar with this quote that yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why we call it present. So I hope you learned a lot from this discussion. Thank you so much.